Chapter 1, Divine Beginnings. Born on September 2, 1970 in divine land of Gujarat, into a deeply spiritual family rooted in the Swami Narayan tradition. Little Prabhu was no ordinary child. His parents were spiritually elevated souls who nourished his young heart with daily readings of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, and divine stories of Lord Ram and Krishna. At just 3 years old, he could recall slokas, wonderful bhajans, and Lord's divine pastimes. His early days were filled with morning pujas, temple visits, and association with elderly devotees. But the foundation of his devotion was built under the gentle guidance of his maternal grandfather, his first Siksha guru, Nanaji. Nanaji was no ordinary man. On his departure from this world, with his head in Padmanabh Prabhu's lap, he requested the bhajan be changed. He said, "Swami Narayan Bhagwan is at the door," he said. "Sing the song that welcomes a devotee to Akshar or Goloka Dham." And as the bhajan shifted, a divine aroma filled the air, so transcendental, so otherworldly, that everyone present felt the presence of the Lord himself. This was the beginning of a lifetime of spiritual realization. Prabhu never forgot that moment and often used to narrate this pastime of first spiritual guru. And from that moment, he never looked back. Chapter 2, Crossing Oceans with Faith. In January 1994, he married Preksha Mataji. And soon after, they journeyed to Vrindavan to seek blessings. That journey marked a turning point. Later that year, in July 1994, he came to America. Though born in the Swami Narayan Sampradaya, his heart was drawn to Srila Prabhupada. His inquisitive mind tested the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is. And upon discovering its clarity and truth, he surrendered. With Preksha Mataji by his side, they both embraced the path of Krishna consciousness. Under the guidance of Bhaja Govindam Prabhu, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami, His Holiness Radhanath Swami, His Holiness Giriraj Swami, His Grace Krata Das Adhikari Maharaj, His Holiness Vedavyasa Priya Maharaj, and many other senior devotees, he deepened his sadhana and service. Chapter 3, Seeds of Service. Sometime around mid-90s, Padmanabh Prabhu moved to New Jersey, and that marked the beginning of a deeply transformative phase in his life, both spiritually and materially. Amidst the demands of settling into a new country, he pursued and completed his master's degree, laying the foundation for what would become a successful professional career in the tech industry. Yet, even while building this material life, his heart was firmly anchored in devotional service. He became actively involved in ISKCON Tawako Temple, regularly attending Bhakti Vriksha programs led by His Grace Madhupati Das Prabhuji, who became his Shiksha guru and early guiding force. Week after week, he immersed himself in book distribution, temple services, and preaching activities, never missing an opportunity to share Krishna consciousness. He taught children the essence of Bhagavad Gita, both in ISKCON Sunday schools and even in Swaminarayan temples, spreading love for Krishna beyond barriers. These years were not only foundational to his career but became the spiritual springboard that would eventually inspire his service in Harrisburg. His time in New Jersey helped him develop a deep attachment to devotional association, build confidence as a preacher, and establish habits of service that would become his lifelong identity. It wasn't long before he found his spiritual shelter. In the lotus feet of His Holiness Radha Govinda Das Goswami Maharaj. Inspired through Bhaja Govindam Prabhu, his elder brother-in-law. In 2005, on August 27, both he and Preksha Mataji received first initiation. 2 years later, on August 12, 2007, they received second initiation. Forever binding their hearts to the Guru Parampara. Sri Guru Premanandi, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Chapter 4, A New Dawn in Harrisburg, the Spark That Lit the Flame. When His Grace Padmanabh Das Prabhu moved to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in 1998 for his job at IBM, it seemed like a routine career step. But in truth, Krishna was planting a spiritual seed, a seed that would soon blossom into a flourishing community of Bhakti. He came as an IBM engineer, sharp, reliable, and deeply respected. Professionally, he soared. Within a short span, he became the heart of his team. If he missed even a single day, his colleagues would call, missing his cheerful presence, his jokes, his wisdom.
This is Prashant. Curtis, keep your legs away from me. Stop rubbing my legs.
Whether in team meetings or office parties, he was always appreciated, but never compromised his devotional principles. In a world of metrics and meetings, he carried a peaceful smile and a spiritual calm that made everyone around him feel better. But beyond the boardrooms and project deadlines, something divine was taking shape. He was the very first pioneer of Gaudiya Vaishnavism in the entire Harrisburg region. There was no ISKCON center, no Friday satsangs, no bhajans echoing in local homes, until he came. He and his family were the first to raise the flag of Krishna consciousness in this quiet town, and they never looked back. It was in 2003 that a divine rhythm began, Friday night programs in his humble home, sweet curtains, Bhagavad Gita classes, prasadam, and heartfelt satsang. Slowly but steadily, that small circle grew. The first Harinam Sankirtan, the first book table, the first home programs, and eventually, the first Ratha Yatra, now celebrated every year for more than 15 years. He wasn't just a preacher. He was a bridge. A spark. A founder. A spiritual father. Because of his efforts, dozens of families in the Harrisburg area were introduced to Krishna Bhakti. Many installed deities in their homes. Many received initiation. Many began a devotional life because he extended his hand first. And he never did it alone. Behind his every step was the silent strength of his family. His wife Preksha Mataji, his mother and father, our beloved Masi Ji, Mithul Bai, his brother's family, and their son Abhay. Their collective sacrifices made this movement possible. While he preached and uplifted others, they held the fort, caring for Abhay with endless love and treating him not as differently abled but as a divine soul, an elevated being sent to be served with devotion. This family wasn't just spiritual at home, they stood with the entire community. If someone was sick, they brought prasadam to the hospital. If a newborn entered a family, they welcomed the baby with joy and spiritual blessings. If a tragedy struck, they were the first to arrive, to offer comfort, kirtan, and spiritual support. They never waited to be asked, they simply served. This was Padmanabh Prabhu's principle. Serve first. Never ask. Let every interaction feel like family and Radharani's seva. Through festivals, Katha programs, youth camps, food relief, and endless home visits, he uplifted the entire spirit of the Harrisburg community. He traveled tirelessly to preach, Allentown, Reading, Gita Nagari, Baltimore, New Jersey, D.C., yet always returned home to nurture what he began here. He also became a board member of Gita Nagari, contributing selflessly to their mission. In a world full of excuses, he was the proof that one can balance material success with spiritual depth. He embodied the harmony of work, family, and devotion. He was the ideal grihastha, a rare soul who turned his home into a temple, his job into an offering, and his life into a mission. Today, in every corner of Harrisburg's Vaishnava community, you'll find his footprint. His smile. His blessings. And at the heart of it all, Sri Sri Radha Sharad Bihari. They still reside in the same home. They are still watching over the family. And it was on Sharad Purnima, the divine night of Radharani, that she called her brother home. Chapter 5: The Family That Carried the Flame. Behind every great soul, there is often an unseen pillar of sacrifice. In Prabhuji's life, that pillar was his family. Their son Abhay, a divine soul, required round-the-clock care. But never once was this seen as a challenge. It was seva. It was Prabhuji's honor to serve him. Elevated devotees confirmed it. Abhay is not to be viewed with material eyes. He is a special soul, sent by Krishna as a reminder of selfless service. While Prabhuji led classes and curtains, his family, his mother, Preksha Mataji, Masi Ji, stood guard at home, lovingly taking care of Abhay. Their daily sacrifices made it possible for Prabhuji to touch so many lives. His younger brother, Mitholbhai, was not just a sibling. He was like a son, a friend, a confidant. Their bond was deep, a love without conditions. Mitholbhai's wife, Payal, and their children Kaya and Nima, were all part of the spiritual tapestry of this family. It is not an exaggeration to say. The foundation of Krishna consciousness in Harrisburg rests upon the shoulders of this family. They weren't just spiritual in their home, they brought Krishna into the homes of others. Their example continues to inspire. To serve the community without being asked. To carry spirituality into every corner of one's life. To uplift without expecting. This family, through quiet, unwavering love and sacrifice, carried the flame of devotion, so that today, the entire Harrisburg community shines with Krishna Bhakti. Chapter 6: The Final Offering, A Departure of Love.
Radhe meri Swamini, Radhe Juko Das, Janam Janam Mohe Diji, Shri Vrindavan Ko Baas. राधा राधा नाम को जो अपनो मुख ले, ताको सुंदर सांवरो झट अपनो कर ले। जय राधे जय राधे राधे, जय राधे जय श्री राधे। Everyone, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe Kartal. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna.
Until the very last breath, he was radiant with joy. Humble, witty, and full of Krishna Katha. He had just returned from India a month ago, having visited sacred dhams like Dwarka, Somnath, and Vrindavan. He had darshan of his beloved Radhasham and Vrindavan Dham. And then came Sharad Purnima, the night of Maharas Leela. Sometime around midnight, India time, the hours of Nikunj Seva. He peacefully left this world. No signs of pain. No suffering. No struggle. Just a gentle departure, just like unbearable pain of separation, like a soul being lovingly called home. Witnesses said that his face was glowing, peaceful, divine. He always called Radharani, Gigi, his elder sister. And that night, she came for him. That day wasn't ordinary. That was the appearance day of the very mood he embodied, Sharad Purnima. The deities in their home are Sri Sri Radha Sharad Bihari, and on their day, they called, "Let's go home, brother." The intensity of that divine love, the sound of her calling, was stronger than this world's gravity. And so, he left. Not from pain, but from love. Even in his final days, his concern was never himself, but the devotees, the festivals, the kirtans, and the youth. He consoled others, smiled for them, and kept serving. Right till the end. His greatest offering wasn't an event. It wasn't a temple or a position. It was his life. Lived in full surrender. Given fully to Krishna.
When we say shelter means, everything you depend on the Lord, then you don't have your own independence. Just like when you sell a house, and the person who buys the house, then you don't worry what he does with the house. Similarly, that's how you take shelter.
Chapter 7. His presence remains, his service continues. And now, he may no longer be seen, but he is deeply felt. In the smiles of the devotees he brought closer to Krishna. In the melodies of kirtans he once led. In the festivals he helped build. In the prasadam he lovingly distributed and honored. But above all, in the home where Sri Sri Radha Sharad Bihari still reside. The very Radha Rani whom he called Gigi, his elder sister, is still there. Along with Shyam Sundar, she is still taking care of the family. Earlier, they did so through him. Now, they do so through us. The family doesn't ask for help or don't need our help at all. Radharani is there, but we must go. Not as helpers, but as servants of Sri Radha Sharad Bihari. It's our turn to serve the family now. A life fully offered. What we see in Harrisburg or around this area today, every event, every Ratha Yatra, every Diksha, every smiling devotee, is built on the shoulders of Padmanabh Prabhu and his beautiful family. His service wasn't loud, but it was deep. It wasn't showy, but it was eternal. He walked this world softly, and left it blissfully, in the arms of the divine. May we remember him, honor him, and most importantly, carry forward his legacy of humility, love, and full surrender to Guru and Gauranga.
अनंत श्री संपन्न प्रातः स्मरणीय राधानुज नित्य लीला पोस्ट श्री श्रीमद पद्मनाभ दास प्रभु की जय हो। हिज ग्रेस पद्मनाभ दास प्रभु की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। सद्गुरुदेव भगवान की जय। वी रियली लव यू Padmanabh Prabhu. We miss you a lot.